where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's reading. And I'm going to go ahead and start by shuffling the energy oracle cards. By the way, if you would like to channel a more specific message from the reading today, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so I did get the name Leo. Of course, this could be letter initials in someone's name, but this also could be the sign of Leo. Maybe someone has Leo energy in their birth chart. This also could be related, the season of Leo that we are going to be moving into here in about a month after Cancer season. So what else can I channel for all of the beautiful people listening to this reading? Okay, so here we have the third eye chakra in the reversed position. And right away, I'm getting some message about someone feeling a bit blocked when it comes to their intuition. This intuition blockage might be related to communication. So there's some form of external communication that is confusing your intuition, or maybe it's a lack of communication with a particular person that's creating this intuitive confusion. Because what I'm getting here is your intuition is aware of something that isn't reflecting in the way that your communication is happening with a specific person. And that is causing you at times to question that intuitive voice within yourself. Now, of course, this could apply in many different ways. This might be romantic. Maybe you have a sense of how someone feels for you and you've been intuitively picking up on that. But when it comes to your communication with that person, the way things look between you, communication wise, might be very opposite what your intuition has been telling you. For others of you, this might be related to a friend or a family member, someone in your life who you intuitively can sense something about, or maybe you're sensing something about that connection. But the way that you interact with them or communicate with them seems to, on a surface level, reflect the opposite. So what else can I channel here? I'm hearing remain open to new possibilities or new timeline potentials with adjacent possibilities in the upright position. So maybe this thing that you're questioning, this piece of intuition that you have about something that you are doubting at times, is causing you to want to close off a bit, especially when that doubt comes in. But I'm just hearing remain open to possibilities, remain optimistic and open-minded, because your intuition is onto something more than you can consciously register through your physical interactions or lack of interactions with this particular person at this time. So there's just this message of really focusing on keeping your mind clear and open, not necessarily closing yourself off artificially because of the way that communications with someone are going at the moment, but keeping an optimistic mindset and an open heart and trusting what your intuitive voice knows about this person or situation over and hearing over the fear or over the mind. Now, this card is also bringing me back to a download that's been coming through regarding tunnel vision spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Now, of course, we know tunnel vision occurs when we are so hyper fixated on one specific thing or outcome that we block off all other possibilities. We can't necessarily see the other options that might be around us. And I don't know why this has been coming up for the collective lately, but there's been this message coming through about tunnel vision regarding certain goals, dreams, or desires being so hyper fixated on one specific outcome or one specific way through which that outcome has to manifest to us that we block out the magic of the universe, in a sense, to deliver us whatever we desire, but in this beautifully flowing, harmonious fashion. Because the message that's been coming through recently is that sometimes we can become so hyper fixated on it happening in the way our mind thinks that it should, that we disallow the magic of the universe to really coordinate the ideal formulation of that desire in harmony with our highest intent in all areas and at all levels of our being. And this is an elaboration on a topic that we've been addressing throughout recent reading videos, as we've been talking about this shift from manifesting using 3D techniques versus manifesting in the quantum realm, manifesting from the fifth dimension, so to speak. Now, this is a really high level conversation, and the reason you've attracted this in is because you've really become a master at 3D manifestation, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. And if you're not necessarily aware of it, or you find yourself doubting that, know that the reason you might be doubting it is because you are so good at manifesting in the 3D that at times your conscious mind becomes bored of even setting some of those new so-called 3D goals and objectives and manifesting towards them at that 3D level, because you already know deep down that you have the ability to do that, but you are expanding into more. You're expanding into this higher level of consciousness where you are no longer manifesting things into place through this kind of concrete, cut and dry, setting these objectives, focusing towards them with this tunnel vision, working and pushing towards them, and then bringing them into being. You are on a spiritual level almost kind of bored of that way of manifesting, because you have an awareness that you've expanded, that you've ascended into this higher dimension where you are capable of a higher method of manifestation that very few actually have access to at this time. My guides are almost calling this kind of like a pilot program or a first rollout of some kind of new software or technology that you have access to. You know how people will get access to something early sometimes in order to be part of testing it and seeing how it works and kind of working the bugs out of it and showing that pathway to others. Well, in the same way, spiritually, you've been called in to be one of the first to have access to this higher spiritual technology, this higher level of consciousness, in a sense, that allows you to manifest in an entirely different way. And there are going to be very few people who understand the way in which you are now capable of manifesting. And that is okay, because they are not meant to understand necessarily. I'm hearing that if you try and explain it to those who don't have access to the same level of information, you're going to find yourself feeling frustrated, coming up against walls, almost feeling like you're talking in circles, and that it's really fruitless to try and explain this process to others, but others will see the fruits of the results of these techniques and methodologies. You will teach and show others through your example, through how you are now choosing to operate, but you will not be able to explain it to them at a conscious level, if that makes sense. And of course, that can be very isolating at times, and there can be moments where, because this path is so intuitively guided, it's natural that at times you will question this technology you've come into, or these abilities you've come into, or where they're leading you. And that is why self-trust and the ability to keep taking steps forward into the unknown has been so highlighted recently. Now, I will say we do have the yin yang card in the upright position. Now, this is my number one twin flame card in the deck, and I just did see the number 1122 as well, which I know might be significant for some. Now, I know that many of you may or may not be actually familiar with or living a twin flame path specifically. However, regardless, this also relates to not just the divine feminine and divine masculine energies embodied in physically incarnated twin flames, but also those energies as they are embodied within yourself. And the fact this card is upright, I'm just hearing like some kind of mission has been completed. Some kind of energetic or spiritual cycle has completed itself, and you've now brought into harmony and balance your divine feminine and divine masculine, which of course could be internally, but it also could be with an external person or situation. If you are on a twin flame path and this has been externalized for you, I'm getting that you've merged some kind of separation mentally, emotionally, and energetically by rebalancing your internal self. You've come back to this place of being recalibrated within, finding harmony and balance within yourself, and a stability, a stable inner core in yourself that now has brought you this deep sense of confidence because you know you have a stability that flows from within. And regardless of what's going on in the external with your physical twin flame counterpart, again, if this is a physical externalized situation, you've found this peace within yourself that is symptomatic of the fact that you've balanced your internal divine feminine and divine masculine energies. And what this means moving forward is that you are stepping forward on stable footing. So whatever you are now going to be moving into romantically, whatever you're going to be attracting in romantically, is going to be harmonious, and it's going to reflect back to you the balance that you've created within your inner self. You're also being asked to trust what you are attracting in that feels good and aligned for you, especially when it comes to love and romance. Even if it comes from an unexpected direction, even if it's a brief new connection with someone or reconnection with someone that you just feel guided to, that feels aligned for you, trust where you're being guided here, because again, everything that you are attracting in now, especially in love, is being drawn to you to reflect to you the balance and the harmony that you've created within yourself. And I'm getting that this is a major contrast to your past, because in the past, you may have attracted in a lot of lessons romantically, a lot of people that were meant to mirror back to you certain wounded aspects of yourself so that you could heal them. And you've had many rapid fire lessons like this in love over the course of your life. So when something gets attracted in that feels good to you, that feels aligned for you, that you feel a pull towards, at times it can be difficult to let yourself move towards it or to let yourself trust it for what it is, because you have been through so many lessons. Now, this doesn't have to just apply romantically. This could be when it comes to your work, your business, your finances. Know that since you've established that place of internal balance within yourself and you're feeling that peace and stability that flows from within, you can trust the things, people, and opportunities that you attract to you that feel right and aligned for you, even if they are unexpected. Trust those feelings of pull, those feelings of inspiration, and allow yourself to follow them out. And that is really bringing me full circle to that idea of tunnel vision, because the tunnel vision can keep us from allowing ourselves to follow out those intuitive, inspired impulses, because we're only seeing within the tunnel, we're only hypofixating on that one outcome. And sometimes the universe is trying to lead us exactly to what we desire via the fastest and most harmonious and most scenic route possible. But we are so hypofixated on one specific way of that desire coming to us that we miss the turns, so to speak. Now, of course, there's no lack mentality there, because you're always presented with another turn and another turn and another turn. So there's no way to miss any of this completely. But once you really begin releasing that hypofixation on specific outcomes and methodologies of things happening and opening up to the magic of the universe, following those intuitive impulses, those feelings of passionate pull, allowing yourself to play them out to see where they go, you will find yourself in sync with such deep magic, and this will literally begin to show itself in your life through actual synchronicities and signs that you experience, and that will be one major confirmation that you've really begun tapping into that, well, we could also call it the flow state within yourself, where you are operating on a quantum level, where you've moved beyond mere sensory perception of your reality, and you are creating reality from that formless void space within yourself, which allows you, by the way, to quantum leap into new realities, because when you're operating at that quantum level, when you're manifesting from the 5D, you're no longer bound by time, space, or distance limitations. Manifesting from the 3D means you are bound by physical 3D, time, space, distance. But in the quantum, you have the ability, in a sense, to alter the frequency of even your own past, to shift up onto higher timelines, where even the past is transformed on those higher timeline trajectories. You have the ability to connect with higher realities, and by tuning yourself to their frequency, to align with them and make what others really will view as a sudden quantum leap. But it's not really sudden. It's the culmination energetically of this work you've been doing internally within yourself. This is so powerful. This is a brand new way of manifesting in your life. It's much more comprehensive. It's all encompassing. It's holistic. It's not limited, again, by anything, especially not time, space, or distance. And that renders you completely unlimited, which is who you are on a soul level and what you came here to remember, so that you could remind others of their own unlimited nature. So, wow, really powerful messages coming through here. I am going to be reshuffling the cards. In the extended version of today's reading on Patreon, we will be going deeper into any other messages that want to come through about your current soul's mission, purpose, or path at this time on this planet. So the link to the extended Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. You guys who are new to the channel, welcome. I do create these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on those times and days as well, there is always an extended version of those readings exclusively available through our Patreon Soul Tribe. So I always leave the link to the Patreon reading underneath the video. So here we have the Justice card. This can relate to some kind of karmic connection that is currently in your life. And I am seeing the Three of Swords in the reverse position. So there's some kind of forgiveness or releasing of pain here. I'm getting someone getting really honest with themselves about something. Maybe this is someone getting honest with themselves about the certain toxicity of a particular karmic connection in their life. This could be you. This also could be someone from your past or someone connected to you who is going through this. It feels like a lot of truth is being revealed on the throat chakra, but it's happening internally. It's happening within the self here. So someone's realizing a lot of truth about a karmic situation, integrating some kind of karmic lesson, and realizing something intuitively that is putting them into this state of forgiveness. So maybe this is someone realizing the truth about some kind of karmic situation in their own life. And this is causing them to shift their feeling towards you. Maybe something that you said or pointed out to this person. Maybe you were aware of the truth of this karmic situation and you may have tried to share that with this particular person, but they weren't ready or willing to hear it at the time. They may have been closed off to it. There may have even been a disconnection for that reason. But now it's almost as though even if there's a separation between the two of you or not much communication going on physically, this person is realizing the truth of that karmic situation that you knew all along. And this is causing them to shift how they're feeling towards you. I keep getting the word forgiveness, but I don't really feel like you necessarily have to be forgiven for something when it comes to this person, as much as they may have been holding on to this cynicism or pessimism or these kind of heavier feelings about you because of certain things that you pointed out to them that they weren't yet ready to hear. But now that they've gone through that lesson integration process, they are realizing that you had a higher level insight into some toxic situation in their life that they weren't yet ready to face or to see. Now, this toxic situation could be, yes, a literal karmic relationship, a person in their life, platonically or romantically, that had some kind of hold over them that they were blindsided by in some sense, but this equally could be some kind of pattern internally within themselves. This could be some kind of negative behavior, addiction, thought pattern, something of that nature. But this is someone who really seems to be, I just keep hearing that they're shifting the way that they feel towards you in some kind of silence or separation. And you might even be feeling that shift as well, psychically and intuitively. Maybe you've had a sense that something is changing within this person, or maybe they've popped into your mind, your dreams, your meditation, or just come up into your thoughts, and at the same time you had some feeling of warmth or affection towards this person that came out of nowhere, that was actually a reflection. Psychically, it was you picking up on a projection of how they've shifted and softened their feeling towards you. I just keep getting that you knew something and tried to share something with this person that they were not ready to hear or accept at the time, but you still planted this kind of seed that now is coming to a fruition here, that they are now recognizing and benefiting from, and also that is shifting and softening how they are feeling towards you. Now, we do have the Emperor card here, so maybe this person's higher self has this Emperor potential, this very high level potential to be someone who is stable, structured, possibly someone who wants to be protective towards you, especially if this is some kind of romantic scenario. So, what else can I channel about this emperor who is dealing with a karmic situation that they're realizing the truth about? Okay, so we have hesitation and also offer. So, this person is wanting to make you some kind of offer or to move forward in a type of way. I'm getting that this is some kind of gesture, so it might appear to be small on the surface level when it does occur, but it carries a lot of emotional and energetic weight behind it because it really flows from this person's heart space, and it's also really well thought out here. But they do seem to be hesitating for some reason. I'm hearing it's been so long. It's been so long. So maybe this is someone that you've been out of touch with for a while, and they're hesitating to make some movement towards you because they're worried it's been too long since your last interaction, or that they've gone too long without communicating with you. What else can I channel about this offer? Yeah, what did I say with the heart chakra card? This is such a confirmation. This offer really comes from this person's heart, and their heart is so open at this time. So I'm getting that you will be able to sense in the gesture that this person makes towards you. Again, even if it does seem small on the surface, your intuition will be telling you that this is really coming from the heart. So I want to know the strongest future timeline potential here as to whether this person is likely to make this offer. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position, the Queen of Cups reversed, and the Empress. Okay, so I really do see this person making this offer or gesture towards you because they're in this state of recovery, recovering from some kind of karmic situation that they've realized the truth about. And I keep hearing something about getting sober or having a sobering moment. Now, of course, this person could be getting sober from literal certain substances, but also this could be an emotional sobriety, meaning they may have felt like they were under the influence of some toxic pattern or person, and now they've freed themselves from that and they're able to see it in a sober light, in a more symbolic sense. But regardless, this seems to be someone who is in this process of recovery and shifting into optimism in their life, but also moving away from a Queen of Cups reversed energy. So this Queen of Cups reversed may have been the karmic person in their life. If it was a person, this could be someone who was very superficial or surface level, or a connection that was very surface level in their life. But if that person was involved, again, that won't be for everyone, but that energy is being released and they are looking firmly towards the Empress, because with the Empress card here, this is what's really sitting on their third eye chakra, what's strongest in their psyche, in their intuition, what they're feeling the strongest on that spiritual and energetic level is the Empress, which is connected to your energy, regardless of whether you resonate more so with your feminine or masculine essence, because we all do have a balance of both. This represents you being someone who is in this effortlessly abundant and magical space, someone who's deeply connected to their own nature, their own internal rhythm, and Mother Nature herself, and not willing to compromise that internal center and stability for anyone or anything. So I'm going to see if I can channel anything else about how this particular person is feeling towards you at this time. Magician and the Mirror upright. So this is so interesting. You and this person seem to connect most strongly and dominantly through the highest chakra centers. What this means is your bond is one that really thrives physically when you are both balanced internally and living at your highest potential in the physical realm, because you do have this really high level soul connection. So it's almost as though this person is saying, when I feel the most balanced, strong, and stable, that automatically draws me towards you. That automatically attracts me towards you because I can sense that the two of us are connecting on my highest timeline, that we are naturally connecting when I am embodying my true emperor self. And I'm just now putting together that we pulled the Emperor as this person's highest potential version of self, and we pulled the Empress as you, and then this Magician in the Mirror card sitting on the crown chakra, the highest vibrational chakra center, represents that when you are both balanced internally, you are magnetically drawn towards each other. And that connection physically seems to thrive naturally when the two of you are balanced within yourselves. So again, take this however it's connecting. This doesn't have to be a romantic situation, but I am getting that from many of you listening. And as always, at the end of the day, it's really your intuition that holds all of the answers for you and your life experience. And it's my only goal through these readings to help you more consciously connect with that intuitive voice within yourself. So in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, we are going to do a deeper level aura read for you. So we are going to take a look at who or what is currently connecting with your energetic field. So these could be individuals thinking about you, speaking about you, wondering about you. This could be spiritual messages from your spirit team, your higher self, whatever cosmic forces you personally connect with. And of course, I like to leave those Patreon readings open-ended so that when you join and tune your frequency in there, you can manifest through messages that are specific and relevant to your life. So if you are feeling guided to join the extended Patreon reading with all of those additional messages, the link to join is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. For now, I'm going to close this first reading here with the Rumi Oracle card, Arise. So I'm just going to read a message from the guidebook here. And the guidebook says, wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice calling within to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. Rumi. And the guidebook says, I see in you a divine wild child and a sacred heart. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others only see what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others ply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world to see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windowsill of your heart temple. There it is, more obvious even in the darkness. So I'm going to go ahead and close this reading here. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. If you do resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, the link to join me now in the extended version of this reading, where I will be heading to next, is underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy today. Have a beautiful start to your week and a start to your month of July. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.